Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, in the past I've left it to the last minute to get my trommel all up and running. It's been sat like that all summer, winter, etc. And we're getting to the autumn 2022, and we've got leaves to put through it for the leaf mould. So we've cleared this area. This hasn't been lifted this year. Normally, after I've mixed all my homemade composts and everything, I lift this up, but that's been there all summer. Bits and bobs all over it. So let's get the trommel out, get it cleaned up. It's going rotten. I did lots of things with it. If you want to see the complete playlist of when I first started this, and you'll see what that yellow thing used to look like, and obviously we've got the shopping trolley, etc. Then watch that first before you watch this one. Right, let's get it all out and have a look, because in the past I've left it to the last minute and I've had to do lots of work to it. This little yellow thing, if you imagine the 45 steel barrels, I think they're 45 gallon drums, are they? They used to sit on there as a bund, but it was damaged at one stage, so it was thrown away. It's on wheels, 2 wheels at the back, 1 at the front. Makes it easy just to push around the allotment. There's the upside down shopping trolley. The bits of blue at each end are the offcuts from that, and originally we used to have a petrol qualcast mower there with a wheel attached to or rubbing up against the steel roller, which rotated round, which turned the bottom piece there. But when we went to the mobility scooter, we had to put an extra band in, and it works sometimes. So I've got another barrel there now, so we can actually revamp it, make it a little bit stronger, make the holes smaller, meaning those holes. We can slow the material going through via the blocks. So if the material's not going through at all, we just lift the back end up so it tilts it forward, just so that we get the most out of it, and then we end up with lots and twigs and bits of leaf mould that haven't broken down here, which this year I should be firing straight back into the new bins that I'm making. This is just a bit of a mismatch. It used to be at one level. If you watch #StartingNewAllotment, you'll see that build, and we've got these pallets here. I like these pallets because you can butt them up against each other and drill through to fasten it all together. So we'll salvage some of the timber out there. The wood is sitting in the dirt, so it's all gone rotten, because, as you know, I now raise everything up off the soil so that the wood can dry out naturally. We've had horrendous rain at the moment. It can dry out naturally, and we've got plastic on the inside to stop the moisture going that way, and it just dries out, and hopefully it'll last longer. So when I rebuild this, it'll be exactly the same. I might make it a wee bit smaller, but a wee bit taller. There's 25 1-ton bags, the builder's bags, gone into there in 2021, and 19 bags are actually in there, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes. It's a little bit less than normal, but we'll see what 25 bags makes us. Need to clear all that off. Normally cover everything with cardboard, but as you can see, it's well broken down now. And for anybody that's interested, this is the compost that I collect, that the cannabis growers unscrupulously dump, and it's just over 29,000 now, because we had about 160 litres to add to that. So we're into the 29,000 litres collected since 2014. So when I attach the motor to the top, I use that, and I still haven't cut that off. That isn't going to stop me from its right height to giving me a nasty eye injury. So let's get that cut off and then clear this lot out. I originally put some nice hardboard in there and fastened the trolley down, welded it, bolted it, but of course over the years it's rotted out, so I may as well have just left it and just hand scooped out any material. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean up. Well, that looks better already, and before we put more silicone on here, so that the wheels can get a grip. It'll be a lot better when I do the new one because the wire mesh will be on the outside, but it's done its job. I've just got to make sure the motor works and everything before we do that, because I made the mistake one year, put the silicone on and switched it on. Fool. Always in too much of a hurry. So I'm hoping to get this leaf mould done in the next couple of weeks, but I want to get everything ready so I can come down here, because it'll take me about 4 hours to do. So with the light fading quickly, it's the best way to do it. Forward planning for a change. Every year I come to put this together, I always seem to do it differently. It works well at the moment, but as soon as you get any material in there, it does stop and the wheels will spin, because they have got a diff lock in there somewhere, so you can hold one wheel and it will stop spinning. So this works well. And I'm going to just take the trommel bit out now and get some silicone put on it once it's dried again. And that bit there also on wheels is the bottom of a plastic laundry basket out of what we think may have been a factory. So it's been out in the sunshine a little bit. This is something that I found in a skip. I thought it was that colour, but it's actually coming out white. Don't know how old it is, but it's that stuff that really stinks. So hopefully it's good stuff. So we'll get some on. Because it doesn't cost nothing. We'll slap plenty on. Pop that into the sunshine to dry. I also did the bit at the bottom as well. Zero cost for that little job. So I've tried to replicate, hopefully got it right. There's some natural seams either side the holes where the screw caps go, so hopefully we're fine with that. And then it's just a case of marking it round, and if you're sort of clever enough, you should be able to put something there and just run it round. and hopefully we get it reasonably accurate, but I can do all that at home now, got all the measurements I need. Right, so we may as well take as much down as this we can, save me a bit of time later on. Well, let's go and have a look. This is why I use decking screws. Some of these look as good as they did when they first went in. Even if the wood is rotten on the other bits where that's just pulled out, these screws are still in good nick, so we'll be reusing those. And once all this is emptied, we can assess those back pallets there. Obviously the neighbour has butted up to mine. As long as we've got some strength, we can get some decent pallets up the back there. We'll move all the banana skins, get those emptied and put into the compost bin. Some of the material right at the top, the worm castings, are absolutely beautiful, and as you see, the cardboard is doing its job. There'll be some good and there'll be some bad where we haven't, where it's dried out. Remember, leaves won't rot down if they're dry, and as you can see here, the worm castings, the worms seem to like to go up against the plastic and do their stuff, but as you dig in a bit deeper, you can see where the material is. Some of this material we could use now. Dig down a little bit, and you can see it's just started to go. It doesn't get turned, it just gets dumped in. But remember, there's 25 1-ton builder bags in here, not tons, but in cubic capacity. So I'll get this cardboard tidied up. Some of that can go on the compost bin. It's all well rotted down now, and some of this can go in the compost bin, and those pallet collars on plot 3 to help with the weeds that we've been digging out here. So we'll get that sorted now. Well, we've cleared all the cardboard off. The worms will now disappear. They don't like the light, and even worse, they don't like the robin. But we're good. These can be scattered out the front where the trommel is at the moment. Once we've sorted these out, I'm just going to nip off to fetch a 1-ton bag of leaves so I can add them to the bins on plot 3, well, the pallet collar temporary bins. Well, there's actually 2 residents now blowing their leaves to one side and leaving in for me, maybe because they have to pay for the green waste to be collected now, but it doesn't matter. So this is the 1-ton bag. There's the wheelbarrow. So there's 19 of those in there and 25 in here. This is 2 pallets wide, shall we say. And after 2 years, 25 of those will equate to 1 bag full of leaf mould. Is it worth it? Of course it is. How else, without the effort, would I fill all of these raised beds? This is my leaf mould bin, full of other junk at the moment, and I've still got about 200 litres left, which I'm going to mulch my asparagus with. And of course all my homemade compost has gone in there. We make the effort and make our own. Yeah, it's lumpy, it's bumpy, stuff don't grow as well, but it doesn't cost me nothing. Ha ha ha. And of course the effort in collecting the compost that the cannabis growers unscrupulously throw away. Onions look nice. And of course it's good for the body. That's 1,000 meters I've just done. 500 empty, 500 back while I'm able. And of course it's good for the mind because we're thinking, we're using our minds and chilling out. Hope you've enjoyed that. I think it's the 22nd of October at the moment. You'll be watching it towards the end of the month. We'll do some more videos the end of October, and the progress that I've made on the plots, and obviously the jobs for November. Please consider subscribing so you can follow my journey, and hopefully do a bit of gardening on a budget. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.